This pair was actually captured on security footage Saturday, breaking into the building that houses the computer that controls this electronic billboard. So you can see these two people. They break in, they look straight at the security camera, but they both have hoodies on that basically cover their face. But you can see their eyes as they look at the camera. So police are hoping that will be enough for people to recognize them. And they also say that these people had to climb over a fence to break into this building. And they say, hey, okay, just playing the porn isn't that big of a deal. 90-day misdemeanor, but it's the breaking and entering part that could really, land them in jail. It's a felony. So.
Right, it's all fun and games if all you're doing is hacking in and putting porn up on a big screen on I-75. But when you're actually breaking in, it takes away some of the charm of the whole prank, doesn't it?
It really does.
When I first heard about it, we talked about it yesterday.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I'm like, I give these guys credit, no harm, no foul.
They hacked into the system from their home computer or wherever
who cares?
they were.
But, you start breaking into places and jumping over fences and things like that. Yeah, then you got to start getting a little bit in trouble.
I agree. So hopefully, somebody can recognize their eyes.
Yeah.
I saw it, and I thought it was Lexington Steele and Lisa Ann. Oh, no, the people, you mean the people who actually, put the video on there, not the people in the video.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes.
Well, sorry. If they get the proper representation, then hopefully they can get off.
Okay, enough. Moving on.
Legally.
All right, so the fourth Ohio inmate who escaped from a jail on Sunday has been captured as well in North Carolina. So everyone can rest assured that these extremely dangerous guys are back in jail.
And what did I predict yesterday, Heather?
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
You did predict this, yes.
One of my biggest mysteries in life is why, if you're escaping from prison, do you stick together? Spread out.
And I said, they're by all best friends, exactly. And the thing is,
best friends. Like best friends, and then we just can't be separated. We do everything together.
They weren't even in jail. I mean, yes, okay, they all committed a crime and were in jail for a reason, but it wasn't like any of them were in jail for murder or something drug trafficking, breaking and entering, non-support of dependents.
And putting porn up on a big screen.
Come on, non-support of dependents? How long are you going to be in jail? Just wait, just finish your sentence and then get out, because now you're not. Now you're not at all. You're just stuck there.
Maybe for some people it's the thrill, right? It's the thrill of trying to get out.
It is, without a doubt. I'm sure that's what it was. All right, so the Grand Canyon Skywalk was shut down over the weekend after a 28-year-old man jumped to his death from the attraction.
What is the Grand Canyon Skywalk?
It's a great question, because I had never heard of it at all either. It's actually not in the Grand Canyon National Park. It's right outside of it on a reserve, and it's basically this horseshoe-shaped glass walkway that you can go out on, and it hovers about 70 feet above the canyon. So you can walk out onto it and look down, and it overlooks the Colorado River.
It honestly looks like something out of Star Wars, except the thing in Star Wars wouldn't have any handrails.
Exactly. Yeah.
So how did you jump over? How did you get out of it?
Well, of course, he climbed over a safety barrier. And obviously then the attraction was shut down immediately.
What do you, at what point, understand it's being shut down, but what more, there was the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco is a long time been a spot where people have taken their own lives. In fact, there was a documentary made about it, which was really hard to watch. And so they passed legislation to have a giant net put in. And I was like, at the time I thought it was stupid, because I was thinking to myself, look, if somebody wants to take their own life, they're going to take their own life.
They'll find a way to do it.
But apparently the lure of the bridge was so great that this actually did have preventative measures to it. So, but again, I don't know how much more they can do.
But then too, it's like, I don't want to go to the Grand Canyon and look down into a net.
No, that's not the point of the Grand Canyon.
Exactly. However, I think of looking through the netting at a baseball game, and I totally forget that it's there. So I guess maybe, you do get used to it.
Yeah, but the difference there is that at a baseball or hockey game, there is some threat potentially coming at you.
Yes.
Whereas the Grand Canyon, unless you choose to either A, take your own life, or be horrendously unsafe, you're going to be fine.
Yeah. Yep. All right, so a 72-year-old Dallas man fatally shot a suspected burglar, then decided to go back to sleep before calling the police. And now he's facing murder his house and said, hey, if you get any closer to me, I'm going to shoot you. And apparently this burglar took a few steps towards the man. So he fired a shot, and then this burglar ran off into a park. And the guy says he shot one more time just into the darkness and thought nothing of it, apparently, and went back to sleep. And then when he woke up, he was looking towards the park and thought he saw a bag. But it turned out it was actually this suspected burglar. And that's when he decided to call the cops and report that there was something going on at his house.
I don't know what you do about that. I mean, I guess if you think somebody's in your backyard, you would call the police. But if you think somebody ran off from your backyard and there's nothing you can do about it, don't really care about calling the police, I don't know.
Go back to bed.
I guess.
Well, that's what he did. But he should have just called the police right away.
Should have. I mean, I know I would.
I mean-
I don't own a gun, and if somebody were in my backyard, I would definitely call the police. But maybe this guy's
But
like one
also-
of those frontiersmen where it's like,
Okay,
ah,
they call the
whatever.
police right after you fire the first shot.
Mhm.
Hey, there's a burglar.
I just shot.
I just fired a
This
shot
was in
towards him.
suburban Dallas.
This is all I know is it was in Dallas. Exactly where, I'm not sure. But apparently his wife, though, as soon as he fired the shots, got on the phone with an attorney.
So then that looks bad.
Yeah,
I
the whole
see, I
thing
didn't know
isn't
that
looking
was
great.
the-
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I was trying to walk through it in the guy's perspective. What time is like 3 o'clock in the morning?
He heard, yeah, he was 5 a.m.
5 a.m. He shoots some shots. Doesn't think he hits anything. It's like, if I call the police right now, all they're gonna do is come over here. All I'm gonna do is fill out paperwork and whatever. I'll go back to bed and deal with it when I wake up. Not thinking he'd actually killed somebody.
Yeah.
But if the wife called an attorney, that's kind of a bad
the wife called an attorney.
Okay.
Yeah, just call the cops right away. Either way. Let them know.
Do we know what he was doing in the shed? Was he actually trying to steal
I
something?
think he might have been because it said he dropped a pickaxe before he ran to the park.
No, it was actually his wife's she shed, and he was about to burn it down.
She
It
shed.
was the she shed, and somebody finally burned down his she shed.
gosh.
So she was going to call her State Farm employee.
Oh my gosh.
That's who she called, not the lawyer.
So a country in East Europe is actually trying to curb speeding tickets by making drivers sit in timeout. Literally, they're treating adults like 4-year-old children.
Maybe they should do it with Vontaze Perfect. Right, Sony?
Yes, absolutely.
Maybe.
Vontaze Perfect was suspended from the NFL for the rest of the season for violent hits. But anyway, go ahead.
Oh, just sit him in a timeout, let him think about what he's done.
Yeah, why not?
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's basically what they're doing with these drivers. So this country, Estonia, is testing this new program where people who get caught speeding have to sit on the side of the road, depending on how fast they were going, for about 45 minutes to an hour to think about what they've been doing. Because apparently there's been so many tickets aren't really working. So they're trying to figure out what else they can do.
You know, it's not a bad idea because, first of all, you pay your ticket, and then you're always fearful that your insurance rates are going to go
Oh,
up.
for sure.
But a lot of people just pay their insurance bill every month or every 3 months or however often it comes. They don't think about, it's $20 more this month or something like that. So why not? I like
I
it.
mean, but you are more cautious usually once you get your first ticket.
You are.
But
But
then-
it's also a colossal waste of money to have these cops. I'm guessing, right? They have to essentially be hall monitors.
I would imagine. Otherwise, okay, they're off. Okay, 5 minutes. I'm out of here.
I promise to stay here for 45 minutes. All right, Heather, thank you very much. It is 6:30. Coming up later on the show, we're going to talk to one of the greatest athletes that Michigan has ever seen, Nicholas Lidstrom. He's going to join us on the show. He has a new book out called Nicholas Lidstrom. But coming up next, we are going to decide who is the greatest athlete in the history of Michigan sports by doing a draft. We've done it with superheroes. Now we're going to do it with athletes. 97 won the tickets.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. Mortgage interest rates right now are at an 11-month low. Call 248-308-5000 or chat with us online at davidhallmortgage.com. Lower payments, better options, more personal attention.
How can you save at Meijer this week? Feed the whole family with 99 cents per pound all-natural pork chops. Meijer shredded and sliced cheese are only $1.88. Keep the house clean with $5.99 select Bounty paper towels with Emperts. Plus, get ready for fall harvest. Canning jars are buy one, get one 50% off. Find the things your family needs for less with great deals at Meijer. Why pay more? Exclusions apply. See all the deals in the Meijer app.
CBS tonight. kidnap child.
She has 2 million followers, so that is 2 million possible suspects.
Reveals dark secrets.
This stops right now.
A new FBI. Zad on a new NCIS New Orleans.
You said you saw a UFO? Yes.
It's a case
The Navy pilot saw something she can't explain.
so extraordinary.
Can't explain code for.
Nope.
How do you even know what I'm gonna say? You're gonna say aliens.
It can only be NCIS New Orleans. After a new NCIS and a new FBI. CBS tonight.
Tonight, starting at 8 on CBS 62 Detroit. Then stay tuned for first forecast at 11.
If you're like me, you take walking seriously, so you wear Go Walks from Skechers. They're the only walking shoes I know that have the 5 Ables. What does that mean? You want walking shoes that are comfortable, breathable, washable, adorable, and affordable. That's the 5 Ables, and Skechers Go Walks have it all. They've got air-cooled Gogama insoles for lasting comfort. They're made with washable, breathable materials. They're adorable and they're wonderfully affordable. They're very able shoes. Get Skechers Go Walks at a Skechers store near you or wherever stylish shoes are sold.
Filling an opening at your company means more than just finding an employee. You're looking for a fit, a match. Robert Half understands that. We know you need someone who can do the work, someone who complements your culture. And of course, you need that someone fast. When it all comes together, it makes for a perfect fit. Satisfaction guaranteed. Robert Half, the matching experts in accounting, finance, IT, legal, marketing, and administrative staffing. Visit roberthalf.com for more information.
DTE believes that the energy we all use doesn't have to contribute to climate change. That's why within the next 10 years, we will triple renewables and cut carbon emissions in half. And now we're announcing a bold new goal to reach net zero carbon emissions in electric generation by 2050. DTE has long been a leader in clean, affordable, reliable energy. And leaders don't just do what's easy, they do what's right. DTE.
Our energy grid. It powers the present and fuels the future. That's why DTE is working every day, planning and building the grid of tomorrow, investing in infrastructure that's stronger and more resilient, using advanced technologies to make it smarter and more responsive, so you can have reliable, affordable energy where you need it, when you need it. Learn more at DTEenergy.com. DTE.
This hour of instant feedback brought to you by Mike Pecora of National Benefit Plans. For affordable life insurance, log on to NBPHealth.com.
The Red Wings home opener is just 5 days away on 97.1 The Ticket.
Jamie and Stoney on 97.1 The Ticket. All right, Nicholas Lidstrom will be with us at 8:35 this morning. The great Nicholas Lidstrom. Only certain guys get the handle it. The great Nicholas Lidstrom, the great Barry Sanders, the great Mike Stone. And so we're thinking about who are the greatest Michigan athletes of all time. And, you know, what better way to do it than to have a draft?
Yes.
Okay. So we brought in Paul, we have Greg, we have Tom here, and we are going to draft 4 rounds of the greatest athletes in Michigan history. Professional, not collegiate. So, Magic Johnson, sorry, Magic, you're out.
Correct.
And if you were a great college athlete who also played professionally here, that's great, but you only get credit for your pro career.
Correct.
So, I mean, you might want to think twice about Anthony Carter.
Yeah.
Great Panther,
Yeah.
decent Lion,
Yeah.
but probably if you were counting college, you might throw him in there as well.
Right.
Chris Webber.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady does not count.
Correct.
Wait, so no college athlete?
No.
Well, I mean, you can play college, but no. But we're talking about the greatest professional athletes. Yes.
So Magic, he's not eligible.
That's what he said, yeah.
Okay. I'm just making sure I heard that.
Son, yes, Magic Johnson.
I didn't know we had these rules. I thought it was
Magic
when
Johnson.
we talked before the show. Was that anybody?
Magic Johnson's eligible, but I just don't think he'd be a very good pick because he didn't do anything professionally. I mean, Chris Webber, again, did play professionally here, so.
Be more number 84. You can take him
My
if you
prep
want.
is completely out the window for this because
Well, we told you about it like a half hour ago, so you really didn't do
we
it.
said no rules.
Yeah, well, those are the rules. We just gave them to you. All right, so Paul has the first pick. Greg has the second pick. Stoney has the third pick. I have the fourth pick, and Gub. If it makes you feel any better, Gub, I've done no prep for this, so you're ahead of the game anyway. All right, Paul, who do you got? Greatest Michigan athlete of all time.
I'm going to go. See, none of us had any prep for this. So
Oh my God! All right,
You should just say the greatest Detroit professional athlete.
we're already going to be in trouble for doing this segment. And then once he hears that I didn't have any prep, there goes the prep.
Sorry.
Just say a name, Paul.
Barry Sanders.
Barry Sanders is the pick. A solid pick, the running back from the Detroit Lions. Greg, do you want to bitch about how little prep you had for this, or do you want to go ahead and pick?
No, I will just go ahead and
Okay.
pick a name. I will go with Steve Eiserman.
Ooh, interesting. Steve Eiserman, who says that Nicholas Lidstrom is a better player than he is.
Yes, and
So Steve Eiserman hates that pick.
he does. He might like this pick. I'm kind of surprised he was gone. He's not been picked in the first two. Some people say he's the greatest player ever to play in the National Hockey League. Gordie Howe.
Gordon Howe. And I will go with the one of the greatest baseball players of all time, Brandon Inge. Ty Cobb. I'll take Ty Cobb. Good guy, class act, class player.
Wasn't good in the room.
Not good in the room. All right, Gov, you have two picks. It's a snake draft. Hope that's okay.
So you're saying it's just what they did here professionally?
Yes, like Allen Iverson.
In Detroit. All right, so Iverson and Brett Hall. That's kind of what I'm asking. Brett Hall would be a sneaky pick if you just said their whole career.
All right, Stoney, just would you go?
Lidstrom,
Great pick.
best Red Wing ever.
Yes.
And Justin Verlander, the best pitcher of his generation.
All right. Gov's going with Nicholas Lidstrom and Justin Verlander. Wow. All the good ones are now gone. All right, I'll go with the greatest Piston of all time, Isaiah Thomas. Shows you how much prep I did.
Hey.
Thank you.
College national champion, too.
Yeah, but he played college in Indiana. So if we're doing Indiana's greatest collegiate players of all time, he would be eligible.
I'm going for, in our generation, probably the greatest Tiger ever, despite what happened this year. I'm going with Miguel Cabrera.
That's a hell of a pick. And I thought about picking Miggy. All right, we back to Greg Hargrave. Greg.
All right, I'm going to have a pretty good hockey team because I'm going to go with arguably the most physically gifted Red Wing ever, 1994 MVP, Sergei Fedorov.
Ooh, Sergei Fedorov. Well, unfortunately, one of the rules is you have to have your number retired. So Sergei's not eligible for this draft, sorry.
Oh,
All right,
man.
we go back to Paul Sarah.
Oh, man. I'm going to go with a guy that's no longer in the good graces of the Lions. I'm going to go Calvin Johnson.
Megatron. All right.
And for my back-to-back pick, man, he did win a Cy Young here, although he's gotten better when he left, but I'm going to go with Max Scherzer.
Okay, that's an okay pick, but you understand that he's only eligible for his Tiger years.
He did win a Cy Young here.
I'm aware of that. All right, Max Scherzer. Interesting.
All right, with my pick, I'm going to go with the 1989 NBA Finals MVP, Joe Dumars.
All right, Stone.
I'm not sure if this is eligible, but I'm going to take a chance anyway. He, by some people, considered the greatest boxer of all time, Joe Louis.
Interesting. Sure, I guess it's eligible, but difficult to measure, but we'll go with it. All right, well, you guys are just not appreciating the glory and the classic nature of sport and the fact that it actually started before 1980, okay? Al Kaline, thank you very much.
That's me.
Yeah, you're Tom.
All right. You stole one of mine there. And I'm in a tricky situation. All right. I'm going to go with this guy for sure. Hank Greenberg.
I thought about that too. Especially, Stoney, come on, it's New Year's.
I know.
For God's sakes.
The World War took away 3 to 4 years of his career. He had 150 RBI plus seasons, including one with 184. And then, let's see here. 84 Tigers. I'm going with Gibby.
All right, Kirk Gibson.
And I get his college career, too.
No, you don't. Enough with the college. How about his high school career? Do you get his high school career as well?
My alma mater.
So, this one is tough. There's a lot of good candidates, and I know that this is going to be kind of like Paul's Max Scherzer pick, but the greatest pitcher of the 1980s, I'm going to go with Jack Morris.
Good pick.
Thank you.
I'm debating between a teammate of his